Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of Cookiecast. Today's episode is one of our Cookiecast specials. This is off the back of when myself, Kay and James Panas went to see the Wildhearts live in concert. And they were very good. So we decided to go and watch them and then review the gig. It's not the longest podcast we've ever done. It was just a quick review to say what we thought of the gig and how and whether we enjoyed it. As is the theme at the moment for the YouTube watchers, there is a video for this. So jump over to YouTube and see what you think to that. So this is the Cookiecast Wildhearts Gig Review Special. Right, I'll give it one out. Podcast time, let's do this. Here we are, sweating in the man cave.
Still?
Sweating for our art form.
It feels like we've been sweating in the man cave for months now.
No, this is my first time.
But it is for you, you're a man cave virgin, but I feel that
Don't
even
know what might be happening.
When we started this podcasting, it was like 1,000,000,000 degrees.
Somebody asked me the other day, oh, you've been doing this for a while, you're like 18 months, and I was like, doesn't feel that long. Let me just check. 3rd of March.
I'm going to say, yeah, it can't have been that long.
And there's like 1 million podcasts now.
But it has been really... Okay, so it's been hot. I've been in shorts since February, so that's right. Yeah, March.
I can't remember what pre-shorts James looks like.
Hayley actually asked Stella if I own trousers. I was like, okay, there's a question. Like, yep, I do. It's just too hot to wear them.
So, podcast roll call for the audio. For the audio listeners, because we can say things like that now. For the audio listeners, not for the viewers on the YouTube channel.
Hey,
on
viewers.
The YouTube. I heard a story the other day. Somebody was saying that their dad was saying, "You've got the eBay, haven't you?"
The eBay.
The eBay. And I was like, "Yeah, go on the YouTube and download."
Yeah, tab.
Who are you?
James.
JK.
Me. It's another special podcast time, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. It's time for a podcast special.
Yay.
I'm going to tell you a wonderful bedtime story about 3 young men with hearts full of dreams, pockets full of lint, and brows full of sweat, who departed from York of old and went to Sheffield of new on Friday the 3rd of August.
Yeah.
To watch a band. It's another band special. It's not been banned.
No,
not that. I would like to point out at this point, for those of you who can't see me, this is what I wear in the gym, and I'm that lazy that I haven't got changed yet. So these guys are loving the
emanating stench.
Aroma.
It's fine.
We need smell-o-vision.
Ooh.
Smell-o-vision.
Next time on Cookiecast, download your smell-o-vision package. Yeah, so I don't even know where to start with this story.
The trip to Sheffield.
You want to start at the trip to Sheffield? I want to start how we came about going to Sheffield.
No, I quite like the quarter pounder and the toffee.
Quarter pounder with cheese.
The toffee latte. I think it should start there.
Well, when we went to pick up James Panas and
he wasn't there.
And everybody was really surprised that James Panas wasn't ready. James Panas?
I was definitely ready. I seen you come in, came downstairs, and you'd gone.
He has maintained that throughout the duration that he saw us come in and then we'd gone, which it is possible we may have gone.
I think I can probably find some audio evidence of this.
I felt there was fair warning, but I'm just saying. Okay, so we went to pick up James Panas.
We did.
He wasn't quite there yet.
Alright, it's all my fault.
So,
well, it actually turned out to be a useful thing.
Yeah, because I needed a coffee. Because I wasn't going to do that with no coffee.
We're going to drive that journey with no coffee.
And I needed my 8th quarter pounder of the day.
And you needed to protein up.
That's right.
So quick jaunt through the drive-through, picked James Panas up on the way out of the drive-through, and away we went. Off, down, up,
Down.
down,
Down to Sheffield.
A1.
See, I still haven't learned the road yet.
You even went in the fast lane at once.
Went in the fast lane for one brief moment round something.
It was hairy.
But like when we went to Manchester to see Machine Head, we didn't run into any traffic.
No.
It was straight through.
Yeah, it was easy. We didn't wait.
Friday night.
No saying about.
This is your issue.
On the A1. I think I did about 10 miles in first gear, and when I got out of the car, my left leg was like this big.
So who needs the gym?
However,
who needs the gym?
we didn't cut it quite as fine as Machine Head.
No, so did
I don't know the Machine.
So when we went to see Machine Head, we walked through the doors, and the doors shut, and the lights went down. And we were like, that's timing for you.
Yeah.
So we weren't quite screeching in sideways this time.
It wasn't quite as bad.
So we went to Sheffield, and we found the place, and who did we go to see?
Wildhearts.
And who was supporting?
Raging Speedhorn.
Speedhorn.
I'm not sure who I preferred.
Which I completely I'd completely forgotten that it was Raging Speedhorn until 3 tracks in, when I was like, who was it that was supporting that? Yeah, and I said to you, I completely forgot it's Raging Speedhorn, and you were like, it says it on the drum kit.
You know what's weird?
Yeah,
you know what I felt was weird about Raging Speedhorn? Was that their style of music was completely different to the Wildhearts. And I understand the whole concept of having a warm-up band. I do. But, like, they were off the chart.
Was it? I don't think it was completely different. It was
There is if you boiled Raging Speedhorn down so much, you might be able to actually fit them into the punk genre, which I think the Wildhearts probably also sit in the British punk.
So you'd put Raging Speedhorn down as punk?
There was a couple of points. I mean, to me, it was metal.
It sounded definitely metal.
It was heavy metal. But there was a couple of points where I was like, I can kind of see the connection.
Okay. I mean, I liked it though. It was cool. I liked it.
Yeah, they were good.
I really enjoyed it. I didn't enjoy the ears ringing for about a day afterwards, though.
You were lucky. I think I something happened this morning. I was like, are my ears still ringing from the weekend? Got to start taking some earplugs to gigs. So yeah, Raging Speedhorn.
Yeah, I thought they were good, and I think they were. I felt that they were underrepresented by the crowd, actually.
But what I will say is, I love anybody, whether it's a band, stand up, anybody who's going to perform, who can turn a crowd, because that crowd was spread out. They might as well have been facing the other way from the band for the first 3 or 4 tracks. Even one of the singers said, I can tell you guys don't like our old stuff, so here's some new stuff. And by the time they went off, that crowd was tightly packed in.
Yeah, that's true.
People were into it, which to me, that's a band that's turned around. I went to see Soil a little while ago, and they had 3 support bands before them. And the first band, okay, but you know when you're waiting for the band you want to see, so you're like, just jog on. Same band were alright. The third band that came out, they were brilliant. They were really good. I left, because I've seen Soil loads of times and I've got all the music and stuff, but I literally left and downloaded the third band's album. I still play it now. It was a really good album. And that was everybody was like spread out, milling around and stuff. They came on and started playing, and people were like,
not bad.
Yeah, they were cool.
Were they very? Was it the same kind of genre as Soil though?
They were, but they were they were called Sons of Texas, so they were a little bit like southern metal. They were really good. I really like that one.
No, that's good.
So I'm up for anybody who can turn a crowd. You know.
Well, they did, and like I say, and I think performing a few times myself, it blows when the crowd doesn't react. it's hard. It makes it hard work.
I mean, it must be
Like,
heartbreaking because that's what you do. That's what you work towards. That's what you
Can be
pour
hard.
yourself into, and then nobody appreciates it. So again, I thought they did really well to turn that crowd.
Yeah.
You particularly liked the one of the lead singer's T-shirts.
Yeah, I thought it was awesome. Kill every cunt.
I think we all
What a
enjoyed
great
that, didn't
T-shirt.
we?
I mean, what?
They're desperate
just-
to get a picture.
I'm just I think I eventually got one. Which actually, did I? Yeah, I did post it. Actually, I put it on Instagram. So, yeah, it was just a cool T-shirt. I was just like, yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
So it's very to the point.
It was
And
good.
I'm not convinced anyone else could have pulled it off. It was just him.
Yeah, you wouldn't have stopped him in the street to question him on his T-shirt.
Yeah, like,
first,
why
would you?
wearing a T-shirt, mate? Like the guy was built like a tank
Yeah.
and had
It
the
was-
voice of Predator.
Yeah.
So, yeah, very cool.
But yeah, a good band to have as a support. Yeah, I mean they've been around for Raging Speedhorn have been around for
Yeah, well, my
I
brother
heard of
texted me
them.
halfway through saying I've not seen them for like 15 years or something. I was like, wow.
Which nicely brings us on to the thing about the Wildhearts, and unfortunately for you guys, you've heard this story because I did tell it on the day. But was so far through the Wildhearts gigs, Ginger had mentioned being, what did he say, late 30s or something, or in his 30s.
Oh, I missed what he said.
And I was
but-
like, hang on a minute.
Right.
Saying they were looking good for their 30s.
Yeah, looking good for guys in their 30s. Which, admittedly, they probably do look good for guys in their 30s. And then I was like, hang on a minute. Something doesn't feel right about this. It wasn't like I was like, oh yeah, you look good for somebody in your 30s. But I was like, let me try and work this back. So I'd said to you guys, I'm going to tell it to these guys. When I was 7 years old, my mum took me to see Elvis Costello. And we sat in the front row. And I really didn't appreciate it. Kind of wish I could go back now and do it again because I think that would probably be really cool.
Yeah.
But at 7 years old, I think I fell asleep, complained a lot of the way through that I just wanted to go home and stuff.
You fell asleep. Wow.
Fell asleep. So that was the first live music I ever saw. Then the same thing I'd gone to an open air festival with a lad that I used to live in Manchester with, where he lived down south, and the only remotely famous band that was on that was a band called the Christians, who were a one-hit wonder.
Oh yeah, I meant to look up the one tune. I'm going to do it now while you tell this story because I meant to have a look and I forgot.
And then the third band I ever saw live at the age of 13 years old was the Wildhearts, and I saw the Wildhearts with a mate of mine and my mum at Leeds Town and Country Club, which isn't there anymore.
Incidentally, the Christians are on tour at the moment.
Really? Let's
Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
Listen
Tom
to the
Kerridge
one
presents.
song.
Tom Kerridge presents Pub in the Park, 7th of September.
Pub in the Park. Wow.
Yeah.
So yeah, we travelled to Leeds. We went to Leeds Town and Country Club, and we went to see the Wildhearts. One of the members had recently left, and everybody was booing about that and stuff. Me and my mum had a massive argument when we walked through the door, and she spent the rest of the evening not speaking to me. And I saw the Wildhearts. So at 13, the first band through choice that I ever saw was the Wildhearts, and that was a big thing. That sort of launched my live music viewing and enjoyment of live music. I've seen them a few times up to this point, but it was good to see them again because I was reading about them on an Apple Music. So I was trying to find somewhere that you could sort of download them. Apple Music have, I think, all of their back catalogue, which is cool. But Apple Music seems to do like these big, like, breakdown of the band, and for the Wildhearts, it's
cool.
a massive breakdown because it just talks about how that band just was so off the rails.
Got to do all their shit.
Yeah, Ginger. Well, I mean, he was saying that night, wasn't he? Third down Prozac, whilst necking a beer. I noticed. Good lad.
I'll be a bit of Prozac.
I never quite got that far.
Reminds me of being a chef.
So yeah, the Wildhearts. So
Well, first time I've seen the Wildhearts, and I thought they were cool. I really liked it. It was a really good concert, and I liked the whole back-to-back music thing. Like they play 2 or 3 tracks back to back, and then they'd have a little chat with the crowd.
Mm.
And
That was good.
The chat was interesting. Like it was quite funny what they were talking about. Like it was random shit, which was cool. And I like the whole back to back track thing. I thought it was really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good. It's a different way of doing things.
I kind of knew about that because one of the guys that did the makeup, the special effects makeup for the zombie stuff that we did, he posted on Facebook that he'd seen the Wildhearts last week, was it, or something?
I think that's what you said.
And I'd said, "Oh man, you're a great band, can't wait to see them," sort of thing. And he'd said, "Oh, it was a fantastic gig. It was a fantastic set list because they just played all the hits back to back." And to me personally, the Wildhearts are a band that when you say all the hits, it's like just those are the albums. You don't, there are certain albums of certain bands that I love that I'll go, I'm not interested in listening to that track, or I just want to listen to that track right now. But the Wildhearts, I
find that's often the problem when you buy an album. Certainly, the last couple of albums I've bought them because there's certain tracks I like, and I've bought the album because I'm like, well, let's see what the rest of the album's like, and it's all right.
Yeah.
But it's normally just a couple of tracks which are awesome. But every so often, there's an album that comes out where you like all the tracks.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
I remember the days way back when you used to make a mixtape and it'd be like, well, I like this album, but I only like 4 of the 12 tracks on it. So
mixtape.
I'm going to take those 4 tracks and I'm going to put those 4 tracks with these 4 tracks from this album that I really like, and sort of do it that way rather than going, I'm going to put that album on and just listen to a couple of the tracks or something.
See if the Wildhearts story didn't show your age. Now the mixtape.
The mixtape.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's just.
I don't know what he's talking about.
I'm quite old.
I've only ever used MP3s.
Yeah, right.
So you looked up, didn't you?
The ages.
The ages, yeah.
Yeah, because we came out of that, and Ginger was like, we all thought, yeah, he's obviously
So
had a hard rocking life.
So I worked out that at that point in time, if I saw them when I was 13, that was 25 years ago. So they've been going for 25 years. They will have had to have been a certain age to have been on stage. I don't remember 14-year-olds playing guitars and stuff. So I was like, well, they've got to be a certain age. So they've got to be,
well into their 40s.
Well into their 40s.
So well, and I said, yeah, maybe it's Ginger, but who's the guitarist?
CJ.
I was like, there's no way he's that age. And you're like, well, he's like a founding member.
Yeah,
so
he's an
been
original member.
So I thought, I'm going to have to look this up. And he's like the best looking 51-year-old I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Because he looks like he's in his 20s.
Yeah.
And I think CJ was...
They did
and Ginger was like 53.
53 years old.
And they leap around.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They're giving
Well,
charge.
Except the dude.
Except for the guy with the
the bass
broken
guy.
leg. Yeah.
So when I was
He was
about it,
I don't think he had a broken ankle or something.
he dislocated his knee
Right.
on, I think it was their first tour. So I was like, I wonder if there's some kind of connection between that and... Because, he was on he came on stage on crutches. After one song, they put him on a stool and he played the rest of the set sat down. So there was something going on.
Yeah.
And it just so happened that when I was reading about it, that's what it was saying. He dislocated his knee in the first tour.
Oops.
Yeah. So they've been going for a while. 53. And then there was the fact that I saw him.
Walking down the street.
Because... I don't know if I'm supposed to reveal that I know where.
You can just say walking down the street in the local area.
I saw Ginger walking down the street in the local area the week before.
I'm oblivious to what's just happened.
The week before we went to see them, and me and Len were walking down the street, and I'm like, "It's Ginger! It's Ginger!" She's like, "What?" I was like, "It's Ginger, right there, coming towards us." And she's like, "Right, okay." And I'm like, "Oh my god, it's Ginger!"
But you didn't
say anything.
And now I'm just like...
you should have got me in for a podcast.
I should have said that.
You could have been saying it right now, and we could...
He could have been saying, going, yeah, I'm 53.
And we could have been like, and the gig was really cool, dude. Oh, and Raging Speedhorn, they're alright.
Can you imagine if you got him like that? That'd be a podcast, that wouldn't it?
That's what we're saying. We need to get some famous peeps. You got to get a dench in here.
I have a dench on regular. I don't know what you mean. I don't know any other
The
denches.
dench.
I have the dench on all the
head
time.
of the family.
He's the head of his household.
Yes.
I'm gonna have a. I'm gonna have some.
That way.
I've got a famous person on Friday.
Well, that's true.
Yeah.
That is very true.
What's happening on Friday?
I've got another podcast on Friday to do
Right.
with a famous person.
Well, clearly you know something I don't know about.
Ooh, yeah, I know who it is.
No,
We'll have to wait. And
He
see.
knows who it
I know
is.
it is because we spoke about it.
Okay.
We'll have to wait and see. Won't we?
Yeah.
Listen
Have
to
to
the
tune in.
podcast.
Tune in.
Take it in, viewers, listeners.
Yeah, viewers and
peeps.
listeners. That's
Famous
gonna get
peeps
confusing,
going up in
isn't
the
it?
world.
We're starting to. I mean, I've got the feelers. To be fair, I had already put a feeler out in the direction of trying to get Ginger to come and do a podcast, but I don't know how that's going to go. Because, like I say,
It generally means
If you do-
he wants money.
You should let me know, and I'll get my brother down there.
No.
They can reminisce.
do you remember that time when?
When I was like 12. Yeah.
So-
how family friendly is this podcast?
It's not.
That's all
family
right.
at all, unless your
We
family
just spoke
is-
about the guy's cunt t-shirt. How
Serial
family friendly
killers.
do you want it to be?
All right. Okay.
I mean,
How family friendly do you want it to be?
yeah, do we need to change it for you? Does it need
We're
to
going
be
to start
like-
beeping all the swear words.
got- like, Jesus
Christ, I've had enough time editing the video. Freaking no.
Trying to be,
man.
you're going to start beeping out
Oh,
zombie
God.
cast.
And then I fucking stabbed the cunt in the face.
It's just not going to happen, is it? It would just be like, "Deed," and then that happened. You need a narrator.
I get that thing from Big Brother where the birds tweet.
Yes.
It's funny how nobody swears inside.
Bizarre.
It's weird, that, isn't it?
It is weird.
Weird. Best bit of the night?
Oh, you put me on the spot now.
I'd be hunting for coffee.
The hunt for coffee.
Well, stopping off in that fucking dodgy little place and having a chicken and mushroom slice and a coffee. That definitely wasn't the highlight of the night.
No, it wasn't. No.
That was not the highlight of the night. No.
Because what I want to go is, what was the best song they played? But
I don't know
Exactly.
names.
I'd say
Yeah,
for me the
I mean,
highlight of the
the
night
third one.
was that Psychopaths t-shirt.
your evening was made by that song.
I was just like, that's great. Not only was he a psychopath, but his t-shirt was awesome, and the fact that he glared at the crowd every time he went to sing or say a word.
Yeah.
I thought that was cool. They as much as I liked the Wildhearts, that guy was.
I was going to say, so what would you say? You've gone to see the Wildhearts, and the best part of the night was another band's frontman.
It's just
Okay.
It's just that was it was interesting because I wasn't expecting it. So
I remember my dad telling a story
Yeah.
about going to see a band, but he'd only gone to see the support act. And I've been to see bands where I've only gone to see the support act.
see,
I went to see Papa Roach. That was an amazing evening. Because Papa Roach, at that point in time, had one single. And they came out on stage at the back end of the night. They were the headlining band. They came out on stage and they were like, "Hey, we're Papa Roach." And before we were Papa Roach, the six of us were in six other bands that you've never heard of, and we're going to play songs from those bands. Yeah, that was painful. And then right at the end they went, and now we're going to play the one song you actually know. And they played the single and then went off, and everybody was like hanging themselves because it was like, this is the word. There's a reason why those six bands didn't make it, because
Yeah,
they
'cause
were
they were
shit.
rubbish. See-
But they were being supported by Head PA, and I'm like, I want to see Head PA. Brilliant. They were fucking
the only
awesome
time
as
I've
well.
had an issue with a band being better, with the warm up band being better, is when I went to see the Chili Peppers in Hyde Park, and big Chili Peppers fan, really exciting. There was a couple of shit bands and James Brown.
What?
And I was like, James Brown was fucking headlining, and he was warm up band for the Chili Peppers. It was just like, well, I'm James Brown, and that was it. Chili Peppers were alright, but we were just on the cloud of James Brown. It was just like, fuck, James Brown. It was great. There was some.
You can get a bonus James Brown.
That's what I mean. There was like, because the bands before it, there were some random bands there. These two crazy Polish girls on there just singing in Polish. Like, people were just like, what the fuck is this? And then there was some other shit on there. And then James Brown come on, and people were like, is that James Brown? So we were like all checking out. It was James Brown, and then the Chili Peppers came on.
Did he do the thing where he falls to his knees and they put the cloak over him and then they walk him off and then he throws the cloak?
No, he didn't do that, but he didn't do that, but he did do
that.
like typical James Brown stuff, like lots of, whopping and hipping and hey and take it to the bridge, and we were just like, this is just too good. It was really cool. It was really cool, and that kind of. As much as I'd like to say the Chili Peppers are awesome, which they were, James Brown was just better. Because it's
James Brown.
Yes. Yeah. But then it's like I heard a rumour somewhere that Metallica once were a warm-up band for the Rolling Stones.
Yeah. If I could have gone to any gig at any point in time, I'd have gone to that.
How does that work?
Metallica warming up for the Rolling Stones. I think it was when they did the American tour. And those tickets went on sale. The standard price for those tickets were like $2,500, and they sold out in 8 minutes.
Wow.
Yeah,
because the only time I've seen the Stones, the warm-up band, was Feeder, and Feeder
were alright.
Yeah, they were good, but I felt that they were proper lost in Wembley Arena. They for some reason they seemed like this really and at that time they were well known, but they seemed like this tiny insignificant band, and then the Stones came out and just like filled the place, and I it was kind of weird. It was weird because, like I say, Feeder were like a top band then, and it was just like they just looked lost. They were like four guys like in a circle basically, like just jamming. It was weird. Not James Brown.
Getting back to Friday though, you're not saying though that you preferred Raging Speedhorn to the Wildhearts?
No, I wouldn't say preferred. Like I liked both. The Wildhearts concert was better. The sound was definitely better.
And that's something that I was saying when we were there. I was like, you've got this. It's like the curse of the warm-up band that they're never using the main equipment. They're either using their own or their tunings slightly off. I'd said, I was like, they'd have had a hell of a better time if they'd have turned one of the drums down. There was just one drum that was louder than all the rest.
Yeah.
And if they'd have turned the singers' volume, because they've got two singers, if they'd have turned them both down ever so slightly, they'd have done a lot better.
Yeah, it was. They definitely had sound issues, and the Wildhearts, they've got more presence.
Yeah.
They have a lot more presence on the
scene. They're very.
I don't think the Raging Speedhorn guys would be happy with that.
Well, that's what I was saying.
Because I would imagine that like their thing is presence.
Yeah, probably. I mean, but that's true. I mean, but they probably do a different type of gig. I mean, I'm sure they've like been at Download and Reading Festival and all those places where you get 1,000 people who want to mosh, and that's what they do. Whereas nobody was moshing, and at that stage. So that's probably not what they used to, and I'm sure you're right. They probably weren't that chuffed. But then maybe they just were happy to do the gig. I don't know. Maybe it's a prelude to a tour they're going to do themselves. Perhaps they've got an album coming out.
Yeah.
Something that we should have probably researched before this podcast.
There was a mention of the Wildhearts doing an Australian tour that's fallen through.
Right.
I saw that when I was looking up their ages. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Interesting.
But Ginger was wearing that I Love Japan t-shirt, and the Wildhearts were massive in Japan. They disappeared off to Japan for a while. They were just playing Japan, and when Simon went over to Japan, I was like, "Are there any record shops over there? Can you look for some vinyl for me?"
Did you find any?
It was on like the second to last day he was there. I was texting him going, "Oh my god, can you get me some vinyl?" No, it's the short version.
See, I went into that having never listened to anyone. Well, you suggested listen to this and this and this. Just typically lazy. I'd just not bothered listening to any. But I thought, then I can just make my own mind up. I think I was concerned after listening to Raging Speedhorn because I turned to you and just went, that's a bit more mellow, right?
Are they going to be like that then? I was like, because at this point you were going, I just want to stab people in the face. And I turned back to you and went, so take the feeling that you've got from Raging Speedhorn, replace I want to stab people in the face with I want to be really happy and give everyone a hug. But yeah, it was weird because I started listening to like a lot of the lyrics of the Wildhearts stuff and was like, it's kind of happy and jolly and bouncy, but if you listen to the words, it's not that happy and jolly. Because one of their albums has got 8 tracks. and some of the tracks are like less than 2 minutes long, and so it's a weird album.
It's a short album.
Of the 8 tracks, 4 of them are about suicide. But it's the same sort of music, so it's this really happy, bouncy, jolly music, but half of the album's about suicide. It's really weird.
Yeah, that's strange.
It's
but quite clever in its makeup.
I mean, I still now, I can name you a single Wildhearts single, but what? Yeah, all right, but I mean that's like cheating.
Well, yeah,
but
cheaters
I
never
don't think I necessarily need to know the names of them.
No, you don't. Did you enjoy it?
Yeah, massively.
Would you go again?
Yeah.
If somebody bought you a Wildhearts album for your birthday and you unwrapped it, would you go? Or would you go? Nice.
I'd go nice, but then I'd be thinking, who buys a CD?
Yeah, that was my question. I'd be like, I can just get it on Spotify. Sorry.
Millennials, James.
Don't need this material pieces. Spotify's great, mate. So many tracks. There's never a track I can't find.
I don't use Spotify. Don't know if...
Me neither. I use CDs.
It's just.
No, the only reason I don't use Spotify is because of the phone contract I'm on. They prefer to promote a alternative Spotify.
Deezer?
Yeah.
Yeah, Deezer's big in France, so that's what they use instead of Spotify.
I had a 3 month.
And Deezer's as good as
99p or something, or 3 months for 99p each or something like that. And I was like, I am happy to pay that. And the day that trial finished, I cancelled the shit out of it because I'm not giving you £8 a month for music that I can just download off the internet.
Yeah.
You know, my iTunes is brimming with the music I want to listen to, and if it's something new, I'll assess whether I want. Like a band that I've been into for many years have got an album coming out. So because I knew they had an album coming out, I started looking around. You can get like a single on YouTube, you can get a single on their website. So that was like 2 or 3 that I managed to listen to, and they were fucking awful. So probably not going to get that album. That bullet went. Yeah. They were really bad. So I just won't bother. But yeah, I'm not going to pay for. It's money for free, isn't it? I'm not going to give you money for something that's free.
I do see.
If I didn't use it very often, I'd be like, yeah, okay, but I'm.
Yeah, but you're on it all the time, aren't you?
So I mean, I probably use Spotify for 8 hours a day. So.
And there you go. You know, you're definitely getting.
It's definitely worth it, and I've discovered so many cool tracks.
And if you're against CDs and stuff like that,
I'm not against them. I just.
But if you live in a world where a mate of mine got rid of
where am I going to put my CD? Well, I'm not going to plug it into my phone.
Exactly.
I don't own any CDs.
Yeah.
And then another mate was like, "Here, there's all the CDs I own." I was like, "Okay, I don't use CDs anymore. You do, so right, cool."
Yeah, that's it. I haven't bought a CD for eons.
They just take up space.
And then I switched cars, and my new car doesn't have a CD player, so I was a bit like, "Right, I've got all these CDs now. What?" Because outside of things like, because I was using CDs in the car.
Yeah,
see,
like,
that's. I download this.
Yeah.
Queen's greatest hits.
I wish I had a CD player in my car.
You've got a CD changer.
Yeah,
you have to go all the way.
10 disc auto changer.
It's a 6 disc, I think.
It's not even a 10 disc.
It's terrible.
Fucking hell.
And you having to go in about having a tape mix.
I know, but I need a tape mix.
What's that all about?
I'll sort you a little mixtape on a CD for your CD changer. How's that?
No, just do me a mixtape and I'll be able to use the tape.
Have you still got a tape player in your car?
Yeah.
Oh,
you know what? I saw a taxi.
Let me just
driver.
Run and get some cassettes out.
I saw a taxi driver not that long ago who had a stereo system that had a CD player, tape deck, and like an MP3 like slot. I was like, that is really snazzy. All it's missing is vinyl. It's like he's got an entire like beatbox.
2 decks.
In there. I'm just like, well, that's amazing. It's like, yeah, I sometimes like tapes. Really?
What was the one that came in and even got into cars? Was it 8 track? What was the one that never took off?
An 8 track. Well, the massive thing like that.
Yeah.
That just had 8 tracks on it. It was like that big, and you stuck it in the front like a game cartridge. Yeah, 8 track. Way before my time.
It didn't really take off though, did it?
But
you can get those in cars.
It did. It just didn't last very long. My old man said that the 8 track was like at the time was awesome because like that's what you wanted. and it was super modern. But he said it just didn't last very long. No, they didn't take off. It just didn't.
There's
last.
loads of different things like mini discs. Can we even say that they worked?
Mini disc kind of went. Oh no.
No. Yeah.
mini
Got
disc,
close.
never-
I had a
never
mini disc
tried
player,
mini disc.
and then I bought a stereo that had a built-in mini disc player, and that was right.
It's a bit like the early DVDs, the Laserdisc. So a Laserdisc was like looked like vinyl, but it was gold, and that had movies on it. And you had a Laserdisc player that was like a CD player. You slid it in like CD, but it was 10 years too early.
Yep.
People were just like nah, and it was good quality. Like you could skip tracks like a DVD player, had a remote control, and people just weren't ready for it.
No.
So
because they were still, rewinding VHS.
Yeah.
See, this
was
will
just-
show all our ages now for the younger audience.
To be honest, it
have you
never
got-
took off.
Have you got? I've got DVDs. When DVDs first came out, this is so bad that you were around when DVDs first came out, and you had to turn them over at half time.
Mm-hmm.
Like you used to have to don't even pretend.
No,
like
I've
that.
never had one where I have to turn over.
Yeah.
I've had one which is
I can go and get
two or
one
three
now.
discs.
To this day, I've never seen the second half of Goodfellas
I can go
because
and
I
get
could
one now.
never be asked to get out of bed and turn the
Put
CD
that
over.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and I had a couple
DVD,
where
rather.
it was
Yeah.
split into two discs, but you didn't have to turn it over.
No, you turn it over. It's
But
like
then-
it was an old tape thing, Yeah.
See, I always remember the first DVD I bought was really interactive. Like it had tons of cool
Like
stuff.
games and stuff.
Yeah, whereas
Yeah.
like now you get a DVD, it's like play film, a few features, and that's it. But there's not really cool menus and shit going on.
Do you know what?
And it was all about like interactive menus and hidden features and shit, and that's all gone now.
I can't even remember the last time I watched a DVD though. I just
Yeah,
I just get them off the internet.
yeah, same. I just
Totally
yeah. Look
legal
at we're
places.
sitting in the man cave. It's just got
Watched that last night.
hundreds of DVDs. Everything is downloaded.
I've
These
never
are
owned
Blu-rays,
a
man.
Blu-ray. Yeah, I mean you can
Blu-rays, come
download.
on.
You can download.
Just go
Blu-rays
straight
though,
off
right?
iTunes and there it is.
iTunes.
Like just there. What do I want to watch? Oh, there. It was Netflix. Excellent. Oh, Amazon
Oh,
Prime.
you want to talk about
Excellent.
Netflix? Let's have a little conversation about Netflix, shall
Here we go.
Let's have a conversation. Let's have a chat about Netflix.
Go on then.
So,
we've got some cool series coming out.
Netflix have emailed me every day for the last, I'm going to say 3 months to be conservative. It's probably longer because I haven't used my Netflix account. I haven't used it at all. So they
So you not
email
watched
me.
Luke Cage? You haven't watched Luke
Email
Cage?
me every single day.
It's because they know you should watch Luke Cage.
Yeah, they're telling me that I should
I
watch
still
all
haven't
sorts
seen
of
Luke
stuff.
Cage.
However,
Not the second. I just haven't got around to it.
recently, something went onto Netflix that I wanted to watch. So I went, Netflix, how you doing?
Welcome
you well?
home.
How is it? So I was like, I'm sitting here in the man cave. Right, Netflix time. Let's get it on the old on the Xbox. Oh, it doesn't work on the Xbox. There's a problem. There's a problem, James. There's a problem. There's a problem.
What was the problem?
Who the fuck knows?
Oh, right.
Why don't you just download the app on your phone and then just stream it through your telly?
Yeah.
It's a good question, James.
Was that also?
So, it's there in the palm of my hand.
But don't
However-
you just press the Chromecast button at the top of your phone?
However,
Wait, let's.
the night before, I'm pretty sure that thing said it was on Netflix. I'll have a look on Netflix. Let's have a look on the Kindle. Because I'm sitting here, I'm about to read my book, but instead I'll watch some Netflix. You know, Netflix said they missed me. They missed me that much though, do they? There's a problem. I'm like, he's having the fucking best. So, Kindle first night, Xbox second night. By this point, I'm sat watching it on my phone.
Do you amongst all this gadgetry, you telling me you don't have a Chromecast?
What Apple TV?
Right,
So-
I don't know.
My
I don't know about Apple
TV.
So if you've got Apple TV, then you can.
So can't you just
can-
cast
the,
it?
The Netflix
TV was
app is on.
downstairs.
But the Netflix app is on the goddamn.
We
Apple
needed
TV.
it for the fucking 9 million hours of Mansions of Madness.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
Which we
It's
need to
downstairs.
redo actually, but
No,
not.
I don't think I can do that.
But not that episode.
Oh my god. Let's podcast it. I'll get 8 terabytes of space so we can.
Well, we can do.
record it.
Yeah, I didn't know that was going to be like that, did I? That was. To be
You've
honest,
gone off on a
it
tangent
was
and
a
lost me
learning
completely.
curve,
A learning curve. So we played Mansions of Madness.
which
we
is
played
like
it
a,
before. It
it's a
took
board game.
about an hour and a half. So James.
Oh, is
like,
this the one that you were going to do
Yeah,
when you ended up playing basketball instead? Don't you taking that? Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to do it then,
Yeah.
Mansions of Madness. Let's play Mansions of Madness. Alright, let's play Mansions of Madness. So, we played it. It was an hour and a half. Done and done. Everyone died. Great.
But it was
Nearly made it. Nearly made it.
Yeah, nearly.
But I died at the end.
Is the object to just not die?
To die at the end. That's the objective.
The objective is to survive, but the game is so fucking hard that it's very hard to survive.
Okay.
So we had Korean night. Kind of Korean night. We all made food and stuff.
What's Mansions of Madness?
Beautiful food. Amazing food.
Yeah, I've heard about this.
James broke out some... JK over there broke out some of his culinary talents.
Did he?
I did.
What'd you cook?
What did I do? I did...
Some egg custard.
Oh yeah, I did. Yeah, egg custard and I did some
I've never had it.
I know you've
Those
done
truffles as well.
Mm.
I've never had an egg custard.
yeah,
I was going to say, do you actually cook anything savoury?
I do, yeah.
Because it's all bloody tarts, isn't it?
Yeah, well, I'm a pastry chef, really.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's more what I do.
It's all going to be tarts, isn't it?
Yeah, tart's my favourite. Why would you not want to be involved in that?
I should have
thought that one through.
Silly boy.
So we're just full of food and good times, dreams, some might say. Decided to sit down and play Mansions of Madness at 10:30 at night. Was it 1:30?
It was a bit of a long game.
I think all of us like.
The problem was the problem with that episode of the game was that it gave the hint that something interesting was going to happen, and each time nothing did.
Nothing happened.
And we were like, what the?
We played for 5 hours, and at the end, I don't want to spoil it. Spoiler alert, guys! I don't want to spoil this for you, but do you know what happened at the end?
I'm assuming you all died.
Yeah, we all died.
They were like hundreds.
Here's a massive,
There were hundreds of monsters.
It's a board game, and there's points where he's going, "Here's this," and he had to like lift it up like this and go.
This monster
And
turns
here's
up.
another one at the other end.
There were just tons of these monsters that just like turn up,
And
I
we
was
were
like,
like,
okay,
I'll use my tire iron and my torch.
it was.
Oh, I'm dead.
It was an interesting.
Is there no James is worth 2 points? Or
There is, but
there was
not
all sorts, but
not on that
not
level.
against Cthulhu.
It was just.
Yeah,
It was a really terrible level. But incidentally, I kind of researched after because I was like, what's the deal with that? And a lot of people said that's one to
the
avoid.
longest one ever.
And
It's the longest one in the whole game.
Yeah,
and all of the
and
players
the
died.
most uninteresting as well, apparently.
So there you go.
So it's kind of tarnished it a bit, which is a shame. But I think
Yeah, because the first one was really good.
yeah. So what I
And
think
we
I'll do is get
and
an
it was
I'll get an
more
expansion
engaging.
pack and try again.
It was a lot more engaging.
I'll maybe give it a go next time then.
Yeah.
So back to what we were actually here for to talk
I've
about.
forgotten.
Wildhearts.
Oh yeah.
The Wildhearts.
Are they on Netflix?
I don't think so. There's if you go onto YouTube, there's the Wildhearts in the studio.
Oh, cool.
That's kind of cool. It's like a recording of them playing music in the studio, but none of the stuff, or at least I don't think any of the stuff that they'd done from the other night.
Oh, okay. That's cool.
I'd happily sit and just like listen to him talk. Quite honestly, like I mean, you say like podcast or whatever.
Yeah.
Even if it was wherever, he's just seems like an interesting guy.
I'll keep you posted. I'll see if I can.
Oh, I thought of another highlight of the night actually.
Okay.
When we went to the toilet, had a really weird smell, and that Newcastleian guy said it smells like a hamster's cage in here. That made me laugh. I was like, that's a really random thing to say about a toilet. It smells like an hamster's cage in here, man. And I was like, that's great. That made me laugh.
Fair enough.
Cool. Do you want to give it a score out of?
Can I do 10 because Sam's not here?
Yeah.
Really?
Let's embrace the fact that Sam's not here. Let's do it out of 11. Fuck it. This one goes all the way to 11.
Just. No, I tell you what. Out of 11, I'd give it out of 11 at least, and this is going to wind Sam up. 9.5.
9.5 out of 11.
9.5.
I think I must cross off that.
I really enjoyed it, but then again,
James is like, the t-shirt gets a 10, the gigs was like a 6 for me.
That's what I was saying. I was thinking. I was like, no, I'll give it 11, but only because 10 of those points go to Raging Speedhorn and 1 point to Wildhearts.
Did you really not? Is it not for you?
No, I did. No, I really enjoyed it. I mean, I like concerts anyway, so I'm biased. I love live music, so for me the sound was good. The
Wildhearts sound was really good.
Yeah, the sound was good. The guy was engaging. The band were cool. The tracks were good. The location was cool. Like
you could have happily just stayed.
The beer was
for
not
the same
too
time
expensive.
again.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. I'd give it 11 because it was good.
11.
Yeah, because I really liked it. It was a good night out.
Fantastic.
Enjoyed it, and it's the happiest I've seen you for a long time. Like
There
was some serious like head bobbing,
some
like you're just in a happy face.
So I was saying, we went to see Machine Head, and I love Machine Head. Machine Head is very much a band, very much like the Wildhearts that I've been listening to for 25 years. I love Machine Head.
I've never listened to
It was a
Machine
more
Head,
stressful
but I'm
gig.
assuming that the name suggests they're heavier.
They are heavy.
They are,
They're metal. It was a stressful gig.
Yeah.
We had a stressful drive over. I had a stressful drive over, although I think you were feeling it with me.
It was quite stressful.
Like I say, we screeched in sideways to that gig. We walked in and the lights went down, and I'm like, okay, no, that's timing. That's all of that's fine. But I think between us and a couple of the guys that we were sort of stood with, not that we were with, just guys that were there, I think we just wanted to punch everybody in there. Why? I mean, I think I said on the actual review of that, why the fuck do you go to a gig to spend 90% of it wandering around and just barging through people? It was the same people as well.
Yeah, it was.
It's like, why are you here?
Backwards and forwards to the bog, backwards and forwards to the bar. It's like, just fucking listen to the music.
I think that was the thing. Like, I mean, we went out. I mean, how long were we even there? I don't know.
A couple of hours? A few hours? 3 hours?
And when have I ever been out on a night out with you and in 3 hours you've drunk 3 pints?
Well, exactly.
Because no one wanted to, go to the bar.
Yeah. The only time we went to the bar at the beginning and then when it was the little break.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's not what it's about. I don't go to gigs to... It's different when you go to, a download festival or Leeds or something. You wander
because
around.
then you're moving around.
There's loads of bands going on, and so you have a few beers. But when you go to watch a particular band, you're there for the band. You're not there.
And you're not there forever. You're not there. I mean, fair enough. When we saw Machine, it was the last night of their tour. They did 3 hours. It was.
Also, you don't know when you're going to see him again.
Yeah.
So you kind of want to profit that, don't you?
And the Wildhearts. It was 40 minutes for Raging Speedhorn. An hour and a half for the Wildhearts. That's not a long time.
No,
Just watch the band and fuck off home.
It didn't seem like we were stood there for an hour and a half.
No, exactly.
Real fast.
So I was saying, we went to see Machine Head. I love Machine Head. They're a fantastic band, one of my favourite bands. And we went to see them, and it was a stressful gig, but the music was great. But for me, my favourite band's Metallica, and it has been since I was 11 years old. And then the next band down for me is probably the Wildhearts. So to go and see them was a huge thing for me. I'd had possibly the most stressful week of my life, and that was the end of that week. And it was it kind of puts the two things in perspective, and I was ready for that gig, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. It was really good. It was a really good thing to do.
It gets full marks from me anyway.
And I said to you guys at the time, I was really happy that you'd sort of come, not knowing the music and stuff, because I was in that situation when you're the one going, let's go and see this band, and
you feel responsible
you feel
for their
responsible.
enjoyment,
and I'm like, what do you think of this? Is this good? Because I'm thinking it's great. Do you think it's good?
It was really good.
But
and the Raging Speedhorn thing was a bonus.
Yeah.
So a real big bonus to you.
But yeah,
It was a Bruce
t-shirt.
Yeah.
So are you giving it 11 then?
Yeah, I mean, for me, it was just off the chart.
Oh, see, I thought I was going high as well. You've always got somewhere to go, haven't you?
Yeah, exactly.
And I wouldn't be able to get the half mark in if I went for 11.
Exactly.
Yeah. To me, they were top notch. They played. Like I said, it's difficult to say they played all of the hits, because it's not like that single on that album was great. That single on that album was great. For the Wildhearts, their albums are great from my perspective. And yeah, they played all of the songs you want to hear, and they played them really well, and they sounded great. So
yeah,
top notch.
There we go.
There you go.
Definitely will go again.
Yeah. Got more gigs coming up. More
Prodigy,
things
I'll be
to go,
keeping
so.
my eyes open.
I just don't want to drive to Wales to watch them.
Prodigy.
Well, that was how that
Sheffield.
That was how that came about. It was like, do you boys fancy going to Wales for a gig? Not really. Okay.
Depends who it is.
Leave it with me. And then it was Sheffield. Any better? Yeah, we'll go to Sheffield. Right. Okay. Let's go to Sheffield. Let's do that. Right. Well, thank you for coming and reviewing the gig with me and going with me and all that. I think
You're welcome.
Yeah. Cool. Right. Let's leave it there.
Latest peeps.
Bye bye from me.
Bye-bye.
And it's bye bye from them.
Bye bye.
Bye.
So there you go. What do you think to that? Wildhearts, fantastic band. Great to see them. Me and JK actually went to see Wildhearts acoustic set literally 2 weeks after we saw the Wildhearts live. Another fantastic gig, great tunes. We didn't review it, but my review of that was well worth it, and it was in York. It was down the road, so even better. That seems to be a monthly thing, so we might do some kind of review of maybe a few of them together. As always, it's time for me to tell you to jump over to the Cookiecast.com. Send us some feedback. Tell us how you're liking things. YouTube watchers, chuck a comment on the YouTube video. Tell us what you're thinking of things at the moment. So yeah, do that. Okay, cool. So until next time, I'm going to say bye bye, and I'll catch you then. Bye bye.